All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, the Most High, our Creator and our power, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, our Savior, and our Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls JC. His name is Yahweh Shai, called Halayamla. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakadash. Double honors be unto the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety be unto the hopeful elect out there. Beautiful, beautiful times, man. Beautiful times. And beautiful developments going on with these recent events taking place between America and Iran. As everybody know, it's international news at this point. Man, the Lord is working, man, and it's a beautiful thing to be alive and to be able to witness this, man, because what we're witnessing is the downfall of our enemy. We're witnessing Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua implode this wicked kingdom and break this place down from the inside out, man, and just bring shame upon this place. And it's a beautiful thing, man. We all know, the recent events taking place over there in Iran, between America and Iran. Israel is also involved, but not as involved as America. Okay, as we know, America is the hammer of the earth. Okay, and for so long, because America has been the hammer of the earth, they've been proud. They've been very pompous, man. But their pomp is being brought down. When you go into the definition of the word pomp, it's the ostentatious boastfulness or vanity. Okay, the word pomp means ostentatious, boasting, or vanity. Ostentatious meaning flamboyant, and if you know anything about the spirit of Esau, they're very flamboyant in their pride. They don't hide it. They don't try to cover it up. They don't try to sugarcoat it. They tell you straight up that they believe they're the greatest in the world and there's nobody that can touch them. They believe they're miles ahead in technology. Their military is the strongest compared to any other military, and nobody has been able to stop them so far. And all of these developments and advancements in technology is putting them further ahead to where nobody will ever be able to stop them. But the Lord is bringing His pomp down, man. Okay, and I just took a few notes of recent news, man. And there was a video that I seen. Actually, the elders, Elder Ariala and Elder Rakaya Kwam, did their usual World War III algorithm update. And one of the videos they was playing, it was Trump speaking. And what Trump was saying, he was saying that hey, the U.S. stockpile, uh, referring to the munitions, U.S. stockpiles are doing great. We have plenty of stockpile, but he said supplies are not unlimited, and that was a subtle way of him hinting that hey, we got a little bit left over, but shit, we gonna have to do something. We gonna have to do something real soon because we running through this shit. Because Iran is going ballistic over there, literally, right? But they're going ballistic in the sense of they just firing, man. And as one of the points that the elder said was that there's no one headquarter over there in Iran. There's many different factions and many different areas where everybody's on one accord, and there's not one person giving commands as to what to do. So they're just pretty much just firing randomly. So it's not like you can just pinpoint one major target and take out the head of the snake, because there's multiple heads of one snake over there dealing with Iran, man, or Iran. Okay, so they don't really know where to hit, who to address. So that being said, there's multiple attacks coming against American troops, and they don't know using up their defense got this other guy, you know, the Secretary of War. What's his name? What's this guy's name? Pete Hegseth. And he also was on video saying, you know, in his pride, and I'm gonna quote what he said. He said, he said, pretty much the U.S. is doing excellent. You know, Iran's capabilities are depleting and evaporating by the hour, while America's strength is getting stronger. America's strength is growing fiercer, smarter, and more dominant. So this is just pride, man. But if you hear the video, which I can't play it, but if you hear the video, you would listen. I mean, you would hear how uncertain he sounds. It's not. There's no. When you hear Trump talk, he has this charisma. You know, he's not monotone. He's his personality. He speaks with personality. But when he was saying what he was saying, he was real monotone. You know, he had this look. There's this screenshot or still of a video circulating where it shows Trump, and he looked real nervous, man. He looked real worried. He's smiling as he usually is. You know, he's real proud and he's real assured of himself. But in his photo and also in that video that I seen, he don't look too sure of himself. He looked worried. He looked like, you know, shit is getting out of hand and it's getting away from him. He doesn't have as much control as he's putting up, you know, leading people to believe he do. Okay, and he don't. He ain't in control at all. But he's starting to realize, okay, well, shit is getting out of hand, and that was a real stupid move. You know, going against this military, it's not the same. You know, they're not speaking the same. They ain't talking the same as they was when they went and did what they did against Venezuela. After they did that, it was just like, oh man, this is easy, man. We thought we was gonna have to, we thought we was gonna have to do more, man. We thought we was gonna have to spin back and do a second round. But you know, everything went perfectly good. You know, according to our plans, and you know, things are going excellent, and you know, we're going to be able to capitalize off of this. Everybody's going to benefit from it. You know, we're going to do well we're going to do well to the Venezuelan people and this and that. You know, it was real pride. It was a real sense of pride at that accomplishment that they did with Venezuela, and they thought that they was going to do the same thing against like Iran. You know, hence why he got the name dropping all these other countries of interest that they wanted to do the same thing to. You know, there was talks of, you know, possibly Cuba, Colombia. What was that? Not Colombia. It may have been Nicaragua, but the point is, you know, there was other countries. You know, Greenland. There was other countries that were being named that Trump was he had his eyes on. You know, he was licking his lips. So they like, you know what? Let's just go big or go home. We understand the major oil reserve that Iran is sitting on over there. Let's just skip all the, you know, the little bullshit, the little petty bullshit. Let's go straight for the neck. Let's do it big, man. You know, Trump wanted to be the guy, you know, to say, you know, with my administration, you know, I was able to get the U.S. out of debt, because that's what that entails. You want to go over there and you seized already Venezuela's resources over there, not just the oil, the rich oil they have over there, but also the gold, the silver, the copper, the you know the lithium and all the other resources. But also, you had your eyes on Iran. You understand that Iran has, yeah, I believe Iran is number 3, or Iran is top 5 with the largest oil reserves. Venezuela being number 1, I believe number 2 is matter of fact, I got that. I think I screenshotted it. Let me see. Yeah, so Venezuela was number 1. Saudi Arabia is number 2. Iran is number 3 as far as the that crude oil reserve, man. Yeah, so you know they wanted to go big, man. But getting back to the point, this guy Pete Hegseth, you know, Secretary of War, you know, he was up there in his pride saying, you know, hey, we're doing fine. You know, we're doing just good. America's strength is growing fierce and smart and more dominant, and we got more bombers and fighters on the way. And you know, he said we can sustain this fight easily for as long as we want. That's what he said. But when he said it, he didn't sound sure of himself either. Just same way Trump, when he said what he said, he wasn't too sure of himself. He didn't have that same sense of pride in the way he said it. So the Lord is breaking this man's his pomp down, man. His pride is being broken, and he's being weakened before the world. Okay. Now, on one end, you got them saying, everything is good. We got plenty of resources. We got plenty of stockpile munitions. But at the same time, Trump, he just met with the Trump and his administration just met with some major, excuse me, some major it's like that. He's pushing them to make that to manufacture those defense weapons more rapidly and more aggressively because hey, they're getting worried, man. All right, one of the main reasons behind those who are in control and those who are in rulership right now is because of the military might. That is the main reason why they're so proud and they speak the way that they do and they go throughout the earth bullying everybody. But now you're not the only one with those type of guns, those type of weapons. The thing that you use to bully the whole world, there's other people that you once bullied. They now have access to the same things that you used, the same things you once used to bully against them. They have the same thing now. So you can't just go around the world bullying people like you was able to do 20, 30, 40 years ago. Okay? Because those same little guy that you was bullying, hey, they've been training. They've been getting their weight up while you just been, eating, you getting sloppy, you ain't been training, you just been, throwing your weight around, thinking you're gonna bully everybody. But now the little guy, he got big. He grown now. He been in the gym. He been, working on his technique. He got guns and weapons now. All right. So yeah, man. Hey, all that pride, you don't see that no more, man. They ain't, you know, just what was it? What was that? A month ago, you know, in the beginning of this year, the way Trump was talking, he ain't talking like that now. There's no pride now. Okay. So I'm gonna start off with this is a Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory, and this is talking about Esau, Edom. Okay. This is talking about those who are in rulership, those who dwelled and lived in their glory for so long. All right, that glory is being stripped from them, man. There is no more glory. All right, you said they're being filled with shame for glory now because their cup was full of that glory at first, but that has been poured out and is being filled with shame. The world is looking upon America, as well as the small hats, but the world is looking at America now, and when you know what people once seen as something so desirable, something so great and glorious, and something that they want to be a part of, you have people shunning and avoiding this place. You have people who are even born in America that's leaving America because of how distasteful and just dishonorable this place is. There's a strong disdain coming from even the American people against this place. People are leaving. Citizens are leaving. People who once looked at America and seen such a great, honorable, rich place. They like, man, that place is a fucking cesspool for real. Okay, and these people are not innocent. These people are not. you know, non-confrontational. These people have, the statistics are out there that since America has been established, this place has been at war 93% of the time. Out of the, it'll be 250 years in July this year that America has been established, and out of those 250 years that we coming up on, America has been at war all but 16 years. That's ridiculous. That the world is seeing that those who control America, those who rule over America, are bloodthirsty. Okay, continuing on, it says, "Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered." The foreskin being uncovered, the foreskin is the private area. For those who may not know, that's your penis. Your foreskin being uncovered is shameful. That's it's a private. That's only supposed to be seen by you and your significant other. But the world is seeing Esau's foreskin, meaning they're seeing his shame. Okay, he's being exposed before the whole world. Okay, now it's like no, I ain't even gonna. I was just gonna say not even a testimony because it wasn't me personally, but back in high school there was this weird ass trend, not high school, middle school, where you had some people, I guess you can call them bullies. They used to go around pantsing people, and I don't know why they ain't play that shit with me. They knew I ain't play that shit, but I witnessed it. They would go around pantsing people, and that was a. I always thought that was so weird. It's a shameful thing, man. And those who fell victim to it, it was like it was a deep embarrassment. You had your pants pulled down and your private area exposed before people. Without your consent, by the way. So it adds to the shame. That's what's happening to America, man. Its pants is being pulled down in the midst of the world, and its private area is being exposed, man, which is bringing extreme shame, and people are looking down their nose at this place, America. Okay, because for so long it was looked at as this honorable place, this place that was held in high regard. But the way it's been acting, and things that has been done on not only on the shores of America, but by the hand of America worldwide, is being exposed. That dirt that was in the closet, yeah, people seeing it. People are um catching on, man. Everybody hates this place now, man. You damn near can't travel because of how America is looked at, you know. And it's not just perception; it's actual facts behind the way people feel about this place. It says, "Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory." All right, shameful spewing, okay, is on their glory now. Right, that woman that was so tender and delicate, she's now being looked at as that filthy whore that she really is. She's not this virtuous woman that she's been perceived as for so long. She's actually a filthy whore who practices witchcraft, and has been around burning everybody. Okay, she get in bed with these different nations, and she speak these smooth things to entice and to lure these other nations in, but then they turn around and they end up getting burnt, man. They get this STD, just metaphorically speaking. They get this STD, they get fucked over, man. And those promises that was made, those get broken. All right. That when the lights get turned on, right? Because when it's dark, you know, this whole covered in makeup and all these different adornments. But when you really, when you wake up, first of all, when you wake up from that drunkenness, and you sober up and you turn the lights on and you actually see who you've been in bed with, you like, oh fuck, this is a nightmare. So people are seeing like this is a filthy whore. She got cellulite. She got, she all out of shape. When that light was hitting her, it was hitting her at the right angles, and it looked like she had that bottle, that Coke bottle shape. But this bitch out of shape. She has diseases and STDs. She's a thief. So on and so forth, man. That's how America is being looked at now. Psalm 7:15. He made a pit and digged it, and it's fallen into the ditch which he made. The Lord is allowing him to fall into the same traps and snares that he has laid for the whole world. All right. Everything returns full circle. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So everything that this devil has done, and it's not just America alone. This is the hub of the wicked. This is the place of, this is their headquarters. But it's talking really about the people who rule over America, the people who have control and dominion in the earth right now, which is Esau, the so-called white man, beginning with the chief house of Amalek. They're in rulership. Those are the ones who, they went about to establish their own glory in the earth, but that glory is being stripped, and it's being replaced with shame and dishonor, because that's what they really deserve. That's who they really are. That's their nature. Okay. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and that's one of the things the Lord hates, right? His feet that be swift and running to mischief. Is just the statistic alone that I mentioned about America being at war out of 250 years, right? Let's just round up because it's 249 and some change right now, but let's just round up to the 250. Out of the 250 years, only 16 years have you been not at war. You've been at peace. That sounds very mischievous to me. That means you love this shit, because Esau's blessing is the sword, and he's to the fullness of his ability has welded that sword. He's welded that sword around and used it for his benefit, for evil. He has never used the sword for a means to put people in a better position, or to bring peace to the earth. No, he used his sword to bully, to boast, and to place himself on the level of a god. That's the only way, or the only reason he uses his sword is to put himself further ahead. All right, but he's falling into that ditch, man. So, because when you fighting with a two-edged sword, eventually all the people that you hurting, you're gonna hurt a lot of people, but eventually you're gonna hurt yourself. All right, because the Esau is getting careless, man. He's getting careless. So that sword that he's hurting others with is also gonna hurt him. All right, those feet that be swift and running to mischief, that he falls into that category. He's at the top of that category, because it's not Esau spread thin. Does he not have over 800 bases around the world? Is he not in everybody's business and in everybody's country, trying to change the way that they got, their government set up, and the way that they're running their thing, their system? You don't even know how to, tend to your own house and your own setup, but you trying to tell other nations how to run their shit. That's very mischievous, man. Talk about a regime change. Okay. Again, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Right, the pate is the head, the top of the head, the crown of the head. All right, Esau about to fall and crack his skull. Okay, so there's not going to be any glory. The crown of your head, the top of your head is where the crown goes. That crown is the signet or the symbol of sovereignty, of power, of authority. Esau gonna be too busy bleeding out of his head, trying to heal that wound, for him to be worrying about putting a crown on his head. So yeah, the Lord is wounding him, right? And that wound is going to be irreversible and unable to be healed. Verse 17, I will praise the Lord Yahweh according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Yahweh Most High. Isaiah 14:5. The Lord Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right. And just like that crown, the scepter or the staff is also a symbol of rulership and sovereignty. So when it's broken, that means your rulership is broken. Okay, you no longer have that power. You no longer have that authority. All right. The scriptures tell you how the day of the Lord is going to be upon all the proud and all the lofty. And the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua alone shall be exalted in that day. There is no throne. There is no glory for this man. Okay? This is what we witnessing. This is a beautiful thing, man, to see these people who have terrorized the whole world for so long be brought down. And there's nothing they can do about it. It's out of their control. Right? These people they hold so much regard and so much honor in this place. People have laid down their lives for the sake of the name of America. But now this place is being depleted. You know, it's being weakened every day, man, at a very fast rate. This is a very dishonorable place, man, and we get to see it, and we get to be a part of it in the sense of us chanting down this place. You know, we're speaking it into existence through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're not doing anything physical. You know, we're not taking action in a physical way, but we're taking action through the spirit in the words that we speak. The Lord has made his words in our mouth fire, and these people, everybody who's against the Lord's will, as wood and hay and stubble, they getting their ass burnt up, man. We're prophesying the downfall of this place, and we're seeing the Lord manifested before our very eyes. It's a beautiful thing, man. Back in Isaiah 14 and verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he have ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth, meaning that nobody's going to stop it. Okay? Who is he that may drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or when that mighty archer shoots that arrow, who is he that may drive it away or turn it back? Nobody gonna stop this, man, because nobody can deliver out of the hand of the Heavenly Father. This is the Lord's doings. All that peace talk that Trump was talking about, he was blowing down on the Biden administration. Oh, when Biden was in office, he started so many wars, and I'm going to be the one to stop all of these wars, and there's not going to be any more wars started. Well, guess what, man? No, man walketh not to direct his steps, but it's the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that decides what's going to be. You're doing all this peace talk, which we know he only speaking smooth words. He don't really have any intentions on bringing peace. He can't. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. We understand just because he's saying it, that's not a real reflection of what he means and what he's thinking. Because we understand war is in his heart. 7 abominations is in his heart. Okay? So, regardless of what he say, even if, let's say he do have a real intention, hypothetically speaking, he does have Esau do got a real intention on bringing peace to the world. The Lord's counsel is that which is going to stand, not man's counsel, not man's intentions, ideas. So, as long as the wicked is in rulership, there's not going to be no peace. All right. Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing, and this has yet to come to pass. Right. That's going to happen when Yahushua returns and put the final touches on this wicked kingdom, which is making sure it's done away with. That's when the earth is going to break forth into singing, and everybody and everything, right? All the creatures of the earth, all of the Lord's creation is going to be able to rest when Esau is put down and put into subjection. The majority of Esau is going to be put down, But there's going to be a remnant of Esau left behind, so they can be able to bring back the rest of the Edomites. But those who are left behind, being the elites, are going to have to be the first ones to build up the kingdom after the first job, which is to clean up the earth, man. Because there's going to be a lot of bodies, a lot of dead bodies plaguing the earth. And we're not going to clean it up. The heathens are going to clean it up, beginning with Esau, Edom. But that's going to be a beautiful day for the whole world. You know, the trees. This is not a metaphor. This is literal. The trees are going to rejoice. Okay, the trees are going to dance. Birds, they're going to sing. It says, "Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us." A feller is a man who chops down trees. Okay, the earth is gonna finally be able to rest, man, because this nigga Esau, he's the original nigger. He's gonna be he's the one that's been overworking the earth, you know, and you can see her name all the ways he overworks the earth, but the earth is tired. The scriptures tell you that the earth languisheth and fadeth away. It languisheth is weak. It's tired. The earth is tired. How you make the earth tired? You got to be a motherfucker, man. You made the earth tired. Constant fracking and pumping, constant pollution in the earth. The earth, the Lord made the earth to where there's a natural filtration system in the water, but damn, nigga, oil, fucking plastic. What the fuck is plastic? The earth has no break. The people have no break. So when you're taken out of power, yes, the earth is going to rejoice. Everybody's going to rejoice. Even the heathen, the other heathen, are going to rejoice. Even though they're going to get their fucking ass whooped, and they're going to have to be corrected and put in subjection and taught. Even they're going to get it after 1,000 years, how things were supposed to be and why we were supposed to be in rulership, beginning with, the Heavenly Father and Yahweh Shah. They're going to see just how different things are. And different is an understatement. How different things are when the base man is in rulership as opposed to the children of the Most High, the sons of the Most High. Yes. Okay. So the fir trees are going to rejoice, man. It says, "Hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have risen, it have risen up from their thrones, all the kings of the nations. All they that shall All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee." And that represents decay. That represents um, deterioration, man. This kingdom is the Lord is deteriorating this kingdom from the inside out. And when you deteriorate something from the inside out, there's no possible renovation or restoration that can be done. There's no healing that can be done. Okay, you can look as good and healthy as possible on the outside, but your insides are being eaten. Your insides are being broken down and they're failing. It's like a person whose organs is failing. That's your lifeline. If a person has heart failure or organ failure, if a person is brain dead, well, you can't do nothing with that. It don't matter how the body look on the outside. You're done. And that's what's going on with America. This place is done, man. And when we say America, but we really speaking on the infrastructure of Esau's kingdom. His kingdom is done. It's over with, man. It ain't no going back. That's not in the Lord's intentions, man. Okay? His desire is to gather the nations, to plead with them, to judge them. All right? This is verse 12. "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" Heaven being a state, not talking about real heaven. And Lucifer is not talking about Satan spiritual demon Satan, as people say. This is his inward thought, right? When you listen to a nigga like Yuval Noah Harari, you see the sentiment that he speaks on behalf of the elites, right? Because he ain't got no power. He's not a super duper trillion, multi trillionaire. The elites are, but he knows something. He's being used. He's forwarding the agenda, so he knows what's up. And if he's speaking that proud and thinking that proudly, how much more those who are actually making the moves and funding this kingdom? How much more proud do you think they are? He only speak. He's only a mouthpiece. How much more do you think they feel like they're gonna accomplish godhood? The Lord gonna disappoint them in the worst way, man. This is a beautiful thing to witness. All right. It says, verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They shall see thee. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That did shake kingdoms? Right? They're gonna be looking like, hold on. Is that the big bad wolf? Brought down to his knees? He's feeble? Weak? You was just so strong and so proud and so, you know, the world seeing you as invincible. Nobody could bring you down, right? Because in his heart, he also said, I am and none else. There's none that can bring me down to the ground. I will never be in adversity. I shall never, you know, but that's the very thing you're going to receive, and on a much more extreme level than you can expect, man. The scripture said, he shall not know from whence it cometh. It's going to hit you like a nigga gave you a mean right hook to the stomach when you wasn't looking, knocked all the wind out your ass, and you just sitting there gasping for air trying to catch your breath. But you ain't gonna be able to catch your breath because after you catch that right hook to the stomach, you're gonna get stomped out. You ain't gonna get no chance to take a breath, man. You're gonna get stomped the fuck out. The Lord is gonna He gonna snuff your ass, man. Obadiah 1. Obadiah verse 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. Okay. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Though thou dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Okay? The Lord is bringing you down, man. And it's like it's a very spiritual thing when Esau, and Jacob was tussling in the womb, and then when Esau was born first, and Jacob followed, Jacob's hand held the heel of Esau. The heel is the foundation. The heel is the stability of a person. You know, it don't matter how big and strong somebody is. If you fuck their heel up, if you smash their heel, or if you take their heel out, they're going down. They're gonna fall. For those who know or are familiar with jujitsu, it don't matter how big you are, man. If somebody get a hold of your heel, it's over with. Okay. If you fighting somebody and they kick you and sweep your heel, you're going down. Okay, that's your stability, man. If somebody get a Achilles, if they tear their Achilles, you know, it's no telling if you even gonna heal back, man. But it's for sure you're gonna be out for a very long time, if not out for good. That, you know, those Achilles tears are no joke. So yeah, man, this is gonna be a terrible, weakening wound that Esau is catching, man. Not only is his head being wounded, but his heel. So it's no coming back from that. Okay, I'm gonna get a couple more. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. All right, and this is what the Lord is doing. He's gathering and mustering the host of the battle. All right, the armies of the battle. Okay, he's gathering them. He's drawing them in, putting those evil thoughts in their heads against Babylon, against Esau. So it's not going to be any bribery, and these nations are going to be at the point to where you ain't going to be able to bribe them anyway, because every promise that you've made, every contract that you've ever entered into, you broke it. You know, you never been a man of your word. You never had any honor in your speak. You know, the scriptures say how all his enemies he puffeth at them. You can't even, you know, that's not saying you got to dwell with your enemies, but you can't even keep a peace treaty. You and your enemies come to an agreement to, you know, let's just, you know, you stay over there, I stay in my area, and we can just do our own thing. You can't even do that, because the scriptures tell you that he sleeps not unless he cause something to fall, and his sleep is taken away unless he have done mischief. So this mischief is going to be brought back upon him. He's going to fall into his own mischief. Okay. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. So lucky I skipped verse 10. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what's happening, man. The weak nations who at one time they didn't have any ability to defend themselves or to even think about fighting back. They're now saying, I am strong. Yeah, that was a bad decision. Esau fucked up when he went against Iran, because they have an established military. They're not a little guy. You can't just go push them around. No, they had some training. They didn't been in the gym, and they fighting back. And then the spirit that they got over there is like, hey, we was born for this, right? They feel like, hey, we was born for this. We ain't gonna let up. You ain't gonna smack me around. I ain't going out without no fight. And that's where we at, man. And Esau, he rethinking life like right now. Like, damn, we probably shouldn't have did that. You know, because they're gonna into deeper debt. Their personal economy, because war is not cheap, man. Personal economy is gonna be fucked, because it costs money to build those weapons from scratch, as well as the ones that you already had established. Those are expensive and cost money to use. They just shut down the Strait of Hormuz. Aside from letting Chinese vessels through, ain't nobody getting through. Which the Strait of Hormuz, 20% of the world's oil flows through there. Many of it that we need. So we gonna see the reflection of that real soon. Gas prices, skyrocketing, and because gas prices is skyrocketing, transportation and those who bring in the the supplies, the truck drivers, and they're not gonna want to, because they pay out of pocket. They're not gonna want to do that. So it's gonna be a lot of work a lot of grinding ceasing, a lot of work coming to an end. And guess what? We gonna get the brunt end of Esau's decisions. But the Lord gonna take care of us, man. But the rest of these people in the world, they gonna be, you know, overwhelmed. People already going through it and crashing out and crying out because gas prices and food prices and the lack of jobs and so on and so forth. It's only gonna get worse, man. Verse 12, let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, right, which is Yahweh Shaphat, meaning Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for the wine the wickedness is great. Okay, so this place is ripe for the taking, man. We at that point, man. We at the end of the end, man. We at that point where the Lord is, He's close. Yahweh Shai is close. His return, and the end of this place is close, which is the beginning of the kingdom of heaven being established. Right? Man, this is a beautiful thing to witness, man. It says multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. And the day of the Lord is a bad day for Esau and a good day for the Lord's elect. Okay, the Lord's elect, because there's going to be a great deliverance that takes place on that day, but also a great destruction that takes place on that day, man. Both of which are going to be spoken about for eternity. Okay, as the scriptures tell you that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children out of the land of the north, which is talking about America, Babylon the Great, because this is the place that's going to be destroyed, but this is also the place that's going to be there's going to be a great deliverance by way of the Lord's chariots, man. Okay, both the destruction and the deliverance is going to come by way of chariots. Hey, but we're gonna continue to watch, man. It's barely March. What's today, the 5th, and a lot has happened already, man. And may Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah continue to shorten the days and bring major distress and anguish and restlessness to Esau, and to continue to break down this kingdom and put the spirit on these other nations to war with Esau, man. Because we close, man. Yeah, this could be the year. But we gonna continue to watch and see what the Lord do, man. Lord willing, I pray this lesson was edifying. And with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety be unto the hopeful elect. DTA about Babal. Call Master Rollins. Next time, Shalom.